What is up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel for episode 3, where I will be discussing Ocean, which I released I think last week. This is a custom beat made for Denny Lowe. So he contacted me with a specific sound he wanted, and we worked around that to make this little piece of music. I'll put the link to his Instagram down in the description and somewhere on the screen. He actually broke the world record for world's fastest rapper, yes, beating Eminem. So definitely go check him out. We should be releasing a banger soon. Anyway, this beat is similar to the stuff I usually make, so you can expect ambient guitar, percussive drums, a lot of influences from various genres, and just a general sick beat. So let's check it out. So as you can expect, I started with a guitar riff, and that sounds like this. I then put the usual stuff on it, which you can probably predict by now, which is a reverb, a clean guitar amp, default from Ableton. I EQ'd it like this, and I put a simple half note delay. So post effects, this is what it sounds like. Much more spacey, much more ambient, and just generally nicer to the ear, I would say. Over that, I put a pad from the Dext plugin, which is a free version of a Yamaha DX7. Definitely check it out if you haven't checked it out already. That sounds like this. With some reverb, chorus, and a high pass, that sounds like this. Again, trying to create some space, trying to make it a bit more interesting to the listener. I then made a bridge section with the guitar playing simple chords in a kind of turnaround arrangement to bring the chorus and leave a lot of space for the artist, which of course is always very important. That sounds something like this. And then it all drops. So to bring it to the drop and have a nice transition, I put this riser. With the drop, so for the drums, I started with some snaps, and that sounds like this. Then I added a shaker. Some trappy hat rolls. A crash just to introduce the drop. Some bongos. This clap. Over that clap I put this snare. As you can hear, the snare is slightly behind the clap, which gives it sort of a late feel. The clap and snare backbeat with all the other percussion sounds I introduced sound like this. Then the kick. So with kicks, I tend to boost the 100 Hz region. I'll take out everything under around 40-50 Hz to leave space for the 808. And I'll drop down on around 110, something like that. I don't know why, it just sounds good. To add a bit more hit to the kick, I boost the 3K region. So if you're ever listening to the kick, and it's not quite hitting like the classic hip hop beats that you listen to, and adding volume doesn't really make it any better. It still sounds kind of muffled. Try boosting in the 3K region, that sort of helps for me. Now on the snare, I wanted something that sounded a bit like a crash cymbal, something long to like ride the percussive elements of a song. To make that, I actually used a perk and used a shit ton of reverb on it, and that sounds like this. Before the reverb, sounds pretty bad in my opinion, very flat. With the reverb, so it rides to the next hit. With the other sounds, it sounds like this. Another thing I like to do is put a reverse clap just before the backbeat, and that sort of leads into the beat, and it makes it, in my opinion, a lot more exciting. That sounds like this by itself. And with all the backbeat elements, really cool, right? The last perk I added was a water drop sound, which I think I used in a beat that I made episode 1 from, which I can't actually remember what beat it is right now. Whatever. But that sounds like this by itself. And with the rest of the drums, so it's a really subtle sound, but it sort of brings it together and again adds a little bit of something interesting when you're listening to the song. Makes it a bit more tropical in my opinion. So finally I added the 808. Because the drums and the perks are quite elaborate, there's quite a lot of sounds going on, I kept the 808 super simple, like literally just hitting the root of the chords. By itself it sounds like this. So already quite a hard 808, quite a lot of oomph, quite a lot of drive. I added a bit more drive to make it hit just a tiny bit harder. I also sidechained it to the kick, of course, standard stuff. And I also boosted the frequencies that I lowered on the kick. So that's the 50 Hertz region. And I lowered the 100 Hertz because I boosted it on the kick, so that the kick and the 808 kind of stay out of each other's way and your ear can distinguish the two sounds. So with all those, it sounds like this. Now, all the sounds together sound something like this. And I left the verse really simple to let Denny do his thing on it. Really few sounds, always leave space for the artist. Guys, thank you for watching, thank you for supporting me and my music, thank you for liking and commenting and following, all that stuff. If you haven't done already, please subscribe to this channel and tick the little bell notification so you'll never miss a video of mine. Definitely check out my Instagram also if you haven't done so already, although I think most of you came from my Instagram. That's where I'm most active, that's where I post the most, and you'll get all my updates. I'll roll some of the beat for you to listen to, but the full thing is on SoundCloud, so if you do want to listen to the full instrumental, check it out. Guys, thank you again, have a good week, take care, and see you next time. Beats crisp. Beats crisp.